Welcome to Wisdom Woman podcast. I believe that is in constant change and growth, not in perfection, that we find happiness. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking with top performance professionals about tools, techniques, new ideas on how to develop your communication skills, use your creative thinking, be a team player, manage your tasks like a pro, be motivated, become an expert on relationships, and a problem solver. Everything you need to be 5 stars in all areas of your life. My intention is to help you develop your skills and find balance between your professional and personal life. My name is Bettina Meyer-Fluke, and I hope I can be your trusted advisor. If you're looking to improve your sales and marketing results without paying for expensive ads, this podcast is for you. There are 4 critical proven marketing systems for successful business growth: reputation, resell, retarget, and reach. These are no secrets like you may have heard already. These are proven systems and the key success formula for consistent business growth. In our podcast, Wisdom Woman, we'd like to support entrepreneurs to thrive. That's why we invited the CEO and founder of DadigitalSense. Chances are you're already implementing some of these systems, but not consistently or fully executing all the necessary steps. Abigail Ogby, our guest, will explain us how to make an adequate implementation of all these systems and consequently help you ensure at least 25% growth for your business in the next 12 months. If you do it right, of course. The best part of it, if you decided to double the system, you will double the results or cut the time to accomplish your goals. I bet you're super curious to hear more. Let me introduce you to our guest. Abigail started her career as an environment protection specialist, but has always been drawn to entrepreneurship. She obtained her master's degree in environment science from the University of Alaska Fairbanks 26 years ago and worked for the Alaska Department of Environment Conservation and the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment for 14 years before leaving to focus on her business. Abigail found her passion in marketing after she bought a franchise and was forced to do the marketing to save her franchise from failing. It was incredibly challenging, but her passion to succeed led her to drive and discover predictable patterns for business growth. She grew her franchise to be the top 25th in marketing growth nationwide in her 3rd year of owning the franchise before she sold it. Abigail now helps other small business owners grow their business with 4 proven marketing systems that we're going to deep dive today. Something I admire from her, too, is her international experience. It's not easy to come from another country and be successful in 3 different careers. Abigail, thank you for coming today and sharing your amazing knowledge with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Bettina. Yes, I'm really excited to get this going. So, yes.
So I'm curious to know more about your path to become an entrepreneur. If you may start with this story, it will be wonderful.
Yes. Originally, I didn't think I was, meant for business because growing up in Nigeria, you as a woman, you are supposed to, go to school, get your degree, get married, and then serve your family. And I did that accordingly, got my master's. But as I worked and served my family, each time people come in with any complaint, I would say, don't you see a business opportunity in that? Even my family kept on saying, what? Everyone is annoyed and you're talking about a business opportunity. So I kept on wondering, where is this whole thing coming from? Because my parents are educators. My mom was a teacher, my dad a school principal. But come to think about it, I remembered, grandma was a businesswoman, in her own way. So maybe that's how that came in. So I could not get rid of it. I had a comfortable job, professional job, that was paying me well, but of course, I got drawn into business. So I have been in business for 15 years. And what I would tell you as an international business person here in the US is it is very challenging, more challenging than you would ever think. So what you should do to differentiate yourself is to make sure you have all the certifications, because people want proof. You know, when they just don't want to hear you talk, they want proof. And when I talk about reputation also, when we discuss for the 4 proven marketing systems, you want to make sure you don't play with your reputation. It's extra solid to help you. So going back to how I actually finally is doing digital marketing is, so 15 years ago when I owned my business, I was relying on passive marketing, word of mouth referral. It was working, but the thing with passive marketing is you cannot have predictable business growth if you are relying on word of mouth and referral. You know, so well, then I bought a franchise, of course. I bought a franchise and I thought I would just serve my customers. But I needed to actually get the customers before serving them.
It's not true that you open the doors and the customers will come just by buying a franchise.
I thought the franchise system was going to get me the customers in their process, but no, they tell you how to serve the customers, but you get your own customers. So that was an eye-opener because I needed to do outbound marketing. And that was a big challenge because look at my accent. And that time, the main outbound was phone call, cold calling. So it took me 1 full year before I took courage to actually start to do my marketing, because just to save my franchise, if not, the franchise was going to fail. So I dived into it, learned all I could. I was like a sponge, learning everything I could, and even obtained the advanced Google Analytics certification. And but as I struggled while learning and trying to make my business not fail, I discovered some predictable pattern that if you do consistently, you will obtain growth. It's kind of like weight loss, you know.
This is your secret method. I want you to explain, because it's super nice, and it's a proven system that guarantees business growth, isn't it?
Yes, it guarantees business growth, and these are not secrets or things you haven't heard of. When I start talking about it, you will know that yeah, I've heard about it. So I eventually grew my business, my franchise, to become the top 25 in market growth nationwide, and I sold the franchise. Now I help other businesses to grow, or local businesses to grow, specifically physical therapists. I focus on physical therapists a lot because I've had amazing success with them. In Parker, Colorado here, there's a physical therapy, Synergy Sports and Rehab, that I help grow from 450 visits per month to 940 visits per month within 12 months. That's 109% without expensive ads. So these strategies really work. Yeah.
Wow. So let's dig into. I want to know everything. When you talk about your method, normally you explain the 4 pillars, and the first one is reputation. The majority of the people think that reputation, it's all about reviews. But is this what you mean when you say reputation? Explain to us.
No. So thank you very much for mentioning. So there are 4 proven marketing systems, and the foundation is reputation. So think of a pyramid where you have the peak coming down and the foundation spreads out. So everything relies on that foundation, reputation. So when people hear of reputation, they think it's just review only. Reviews are important. You need to get a means of obtaining automated reviews, because that's the voice of other people talking about you. So reviews work, but the mobile friendliness of your website impacts your reputation. In fact, according to Google, the loading speed of your website impacts your reputation for both visitors and the search engines. And you do not want to impact your reputation for the search engines, because they are the ones that are going to bring you out when people are looking for you online.
Also, that means if your website is slow, then engines cannot come and read all the keywords that you put it over there.
Just like human beings, when you're trying to access a website and you're sitting there, if it doesn't open immediately, you are gone. You are not going to waste your time. The search engines will lose trust in you, and that would impact your ranking and everything. So so reputation, again, it's when you're thinking of reputation, most people think of just people, but you need to think about the impact to the search engines. And that also leads me into listings, local listings and directories. How many directories is your business listed in right now? If it's listed in less than 60, you haven't started. You need to go and list your business in local directories. And then some people have their business listed, but it's not consistent. The name, address, and phone number, what we refer to as NAP, has to be consistent. When people change their address or phone number, they don't pay attention to see that it's changed uniformly across all directories. You need to go there and make sure you update frequently. So we're still talking of reputation, and this is where people come in to look for your information before they decide to make business, to do business for you. So how is your presence online, especially Google? If you are a local business and you don't have your Google business profile optimized, you need to go and optimize it. There's no question about that. You have to go optimize your Google business profile, and not just optimize it and let it sit. You need to optimize it and continue to be active on it. Make sure you are sending daily or at least weekly signals to the Google algorithm so that they can trust your business. They can trust your business and say, this is the best, whatever you do, best physical therapist, best hairdresser out there, so they can trust and bring out your business when somebody is searching for your business.
So how to update is like you have the opportunity to post things. So you post 2 times a week on your Google My Business. That's what you're saying?
So to make sure you do it across at least 6 days a week or even 7 days a week, you need to upload pictures. If you upload pictures 3 times a week and you post 3 times a week, that's six days already. And let's say within that time, somebody reviews you, you need to respond immediately. So you see how this can quickly be done. Yeah, and then of course, don't forget the Q&A, question and answer. Google has a lot that they allow you to do, and that's a whole hour of training, telling you, in fact, it's more than an hour. But I do have an ebook that you can access that is meant for the non-technical people. You don't have to be technical to go and take a look at it and go with step by step, pictures by picture, to optimize your Google business profile.
Good. We're going to put all the things that Abigail mentioned here in our podcast on the description of the podcast, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. One more thing I'd like to talk about, add in terms of reputation is, do you have a system in place that buys you time when somebody contacts you? Because again, that impacts your reputation. There are some services, you're looking for service and you call and they don't respond to you. Some, it takes a week. When somebody sends you a message on Instagram or does a chat on your website, talking about chat, if you don't have a chat widget on your website, you need to put one. So do you have a system in place to respond automatically. That buys you time before you actually go and do the physical respond with the person. And I'm not talking about the standard voicemail where everybody does the voicemail. So you will need to have a system that sends a text message. That looks personal, one-on-one, as if it just came from you while they were calling you.
Mm-hmm.
So that when you are free, because nobody is available 24/7 to answer a call or message, Google, Messenger or Google Chat, but it does buy you time before you contact the person. So all those impacts your reputation. There are tools and systems in place that can help you automate that. So
that's the first one we covered
the
reputation. Yes, let's cover then resell.
So the second one is called resell and reactivation. The reason that is my favorite is because it costs 5 times less to reactivate a past customer than to get a new one. So after ensuring a solid foundation, the solid foundation is when you contact them about your service, new service, whatever you're up to, they will go and check you. That's what you do. You go check people out. Once your reputation is in place and they are going to say, yes, this is who I will do business with. Now, you want to make sure you have a system in place to continuously to create that awareness, to be in front of them. It's called top of mind awareness for either your leads or your customers. So most successful businesses today are proactive with lead generation and resell strategies. I say resell, don't forget reactivation. I say reactivation and resell because most people have customers that they never followed up. It's reactivation. For the customers that you are working with actively, it's resell, that you're reselling them, so that's the thing. Again, you cannot rely on passive marketing or word of mouth and referrals. If you want to rely on referral, you have to have structured referral in place. Don't just leave it up to them to refer people to you. Structure the process, So that is the second one, and that's my favorite.
And the third one, we're talking about retargeting.
The third one is retargeting. Retargeting is it's just a way of staying in front of people who have utilized any of your content online. So maybe you posted a video on social media. Anybody who utilized it, you can retarget it. You can retarget that person. Or maybe somebody went to your website. When they arrived there, they didn't buy, you can retarget them. So following them. The reason that is kind of next above resell is because it is a cheaper means. It's paid ad, but it's a cheaper ad than cold ad. So the fourth one on the top of the pyramid is reach. That is the most expensive strategy because you have it's mainly rely on ads, cold ads, targeting people, and I don't recommend you do that. It works if you focus on it and you have your reputation correct. You will grow 25%. But here's the thing: people want to just throw money away by going to Facebook and spending money on Facebook ads, and then they say it doesn't work. Well, when you send people, you spend all that money and they go check you out and your reputation is not solid, they will not buy. That's why it doesn't work. But again, there are other more cost-effective means that you can use to reach people before you do the expensive reach strategy. So reach is not my favorite, but it works.
Of course.
Yes.
And can you explain why you chose to have a specific niche? I know you help any kind of entrepreneurs, but you chose a niche that is in the medical field, and on the medical field, there are a lot of constraints about HIPAA and some of those things. Why you specialize yourself in this medical field?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. I used to do everybody. I mean, I had a church, carpet cleaner, gym. It was, I found out that if you focus on one set of people, you will understand them deeply. Like, I understand physical therapists. I mean, when I was doing everybody, HIPAA wasn't I didn't even think about HIPAA. But when I started focusing on physical therapists, I found out that HIPAA is necessary to protect them, because I cannot take their patients' list if I don't know anything about HIPAA. I may be careless with it and get them in trouble. So focusing on one particular industry, like physical therapists right now, it helps me also to quickly get them on board, and then they start seeing the benefits immediately, because I've done my research. If a new physical therapy comes in now, I'm not going to start a brand new research. In fact, I have ebooks that I wrote for them already, that all I need to do is tweak it a little bit to fit their service, and then put it on their website for lead capture. So it benefits me, and in fact, that's why I got my HIPAA certification. Not a lot of digital marketers have HIPAA certification, and if I didn't focus on just physical therapists, I would not have thought about HIPAA.
That's awesome. You mentioned about certification. I know you're very high rank on Google certification. So tell us a little bit about the search engines available in the market. You said we need to put our companies out there. So how can we do that? We have to do not only on Google. What are the other search engines, and how should we approach this?
They have a ton of search engines. So you need to look for which one really fits your industry. But even then, even the ones that don't fit your industry, put your name out there. So you're looking at Yahoo, Binge, yellowpage.com. You have the online Chamber of Commerce. There's a ton of them. And if you want to see a few sample, I think I probably have at least maybe 40 or 50 listed on my website. Actually, you see their icon going on my website. But that is how your name spreads out online. You have to have you have to go in and make sure you are listed in all those directories. If you are a real estate agent, of course, Zillow. If you're not Zillow, then you need to go get in right now. So that's it. You look at your industry and say, what are the specific ones? And then you put that there. But don't forget travel industries, because when people are searching and they find you, if you're going to a new place and they find you in some travel industry site, yeah, that's going to benefit you too. So there are a lot, and it's industry specific.
Thank you for sharing. And how can we get a high engagement with our customers? It's not easy. Everyone likes to talk with different tools. Someone's like email, others like SMS. How can we keep this engagement with our clients? Any tips on how to do it?
I would say automate your process. You cannot humanly follow up with your leads accordingly, follow up with your customers accordingly. You need tools and systems to help you. I mean, unless you're not spending time serving your customers, if you're spending time serving your customers, you need systems in place that you can automate some, especially for customers. I mean, I don't recommend automating 100% of your communication with your customers, but there are certain emails and SMS that would go that your customers wouldn't even know this is automated. I mean, in our system, we actually automate what they call voice drop. We don't only do emails. We do emails, which goes in the system. You set it up and it goes. We do text message as well, where you set it up and it goes. So imagine you get a voicemail from your physical therapist or your doctor, and he didn't go in there and call you, but that's how it sounds. We call it voice drop. It's one to many. He records the message and we send it to all his clients, on day 30 days after he meets with them, there's a different message, 90 days, and it's all carrying, hey, I'm Dr. Brown, it's been 3 months since I saw you, just checking on you to see how you are doing. How would you feel? But that didn't take their time. All it took was them recording it for us, and we put it in the workflow. So you need automation. This is no longer in 2010. These days, systems help you to be more efficient. So you need those systems in place.
And how do you know the systems work?
Well, you will be seeing that your customers are praising you. Talking about systems being what you can also automate your review systems, so your business is growing predictably, your reviews are increasing. That's how it works. When I had my business, my franchise, we had a marketing agency, and all they would show us are the numbers. I'm like, this don't make sense to me. I want to see clients, increase number of clients. I didn't understand all those data numbers. They didn't make sense. That's why I actually went to get the advanced Google Analytics so I can understand what's going on. But even with understanding the Google Analytics, it doesn't give me, the numbers don't give me as much joy as seeing my customer numbers increase. That's what you want, not the number, not the analytics. Although the analytics helps you to plan, it helps you to plan and say, okay, this is not working, that is working. So that essentially that's it.
Yeah, a lot of people are frustrated with social media. So what can you say for those who want to implement a new strategy? What works on social media in your perspective?
So I will tell you now, the social media, the organic outreach for social media has dramatically reduced. And that's because all the platforms, they want to make money from you. Facebook, LinkedIn, just think about it. TikTok is the thing now, but they want to make money with you from you. So if the organic outreach works as effectively as the paid outreach, you are not going to pay. So what I would recommend is be consistent and be patient. You will need to put a lot of time into it, because you'll be surprised when all the posting you do, most of the platforms, especially Facebook, only shows it to a fraction of the people who are following you or, who like your page. But if you are consistent and you're posting daily, well, a fraction plus a fraction plus a fraction plus a fraction adds up, right? So that's what I would say. Be consistent and be patient.
That's good. Yeah, something that talking about social media is also related is the use of mobile. A lot of people are using more mobile than computers. So what kind of systems do we need in place? You mentioned about this voice drop, or how can we automate and how can we be more connected with this mobile wave that we're seeing nowadays?
Yeah, mobile is just more convenient for everybody, and it's just more convenient. People hardly go sit on their desktop unless when they are working. So you want to make sure that everything you do is mobile friendly, and mobile responsive. That's the first thing you want to check. And of course, there are ways of actually exploring this mobile thing. Like if you go to people's websites, there is what they call the chat widget. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's as easy as putting a chat widget there on your website, so that when people text, they're actually texting you on that widget, but it comes straight to your text message on your phone, and you can respond immediately. So that's instant communication. And if you're not available to respond, you have a system in place to actually buy time, like I said before. So I would say incorporate, when you're doing email marketing, incorporate SMS. We call it text message, text message, because people would respond more to their text message faster than their emails. And then, of course, voice drop is there too. But well, I think that's what I want to say.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. And what people can do to ensure that more people know about their business today and yesterday? We talk about this four system, but how consistent they need to be, how often they need to be on the system, how to plan that, and how do you help clients do this?
Okay. What I would say is make sure that you have a good capture, nurture, and follow-up system. That's it. Have a good capture. That's how to summarize it. Whatever way you use to capture, make sure you have it's good, it's tested, and you have data. Something like your website is just as easy as putting Google Analytics to see what is working. But the quickest way of reaching out is paid ads, but it's expensive. It is expensive, but there are means, like I said, there's social media you can use. If you have a means of retargeting people to your website, and when they get there, have something useful. We call it lead magnet, but lead magnet could be anything. It could be a book, an ebook that provides them something so that they can enter their email. Now they're giving you permission to email them. So you collect their email, and now you have permission-based email marketing, which I recommend you add SMS as well. So yeah, that's what I would say about reach. But before you go to reach, make sure you have your reputation in place so that when these people come, they convert,
That's super important. And how do you know your business is being left behind? Because some people, they are doing part of the things, but how do they measure if they're behind or not? I notice you have a tool in your website that can help entrepreneurs do that. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes. So the thing is, you cannot adequately fix what you don't know. Like I said, these systems, you have heard of them. You've heard of reputation, resell, and reactivation, retargeting, and reach or paid ads. You've heard about all of them. So if your marketing is not working, you need to find out why. Because if you do any of these appropriately, you would have at least 25% growth. So the only recommendation I would say, besides sitting down and going to use pen and manually say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm not doing this, I'm doing, especially if you don't know all the things to do, I would recommend that you do a full marketing audit. Now I have a tool that would ask you certain questions for all of these stages. And we will be able to come up with a detailed report to say, this is the gap in this section in your marketing. You need to fill this gap. Some of them you know already. I mean, if you don't have an optimized Google business profile, that's one point out. In fact, that's a big point out if you are marketing to local audience. If you have your address, name and phone number, your business name, address, and phone number, the NAP, all scattered all over, they are different in different search engines or different directories, that's a point. If you don't have enough reviews, every industry have average reviews. So you need to look at the average review for your industry. I mean, like restaurants, they get a lot of industry, a lot of reviews. You have to look at the average. Are you up to the average of your average reviews for your industry? So you can actually, to get the real detailed one, I recommend you do the marketing audit.
And
That's
you
what.
guys are going to have the link of this audit here on the description of the podcast. And what can you offer for our podcast audience here? Is there anything? I remember you mentioned something about a free mobile friendly and function website. What do you have for them?
Oh, okay, yes. So right now, from now till December, I am willing to help the first 15 people to 15 businesses. It has to be service-based business. I mean, if you're selling products, it's not for you. But if you are offering service to other businesses or service to consumers, I could do a well-functioning website for you. Put a chat widget there for you as well. And then I can help you discuss. If you're a physical therapist, I have ebooks to put right there. All we need to do is tweak it to match your service. But if you're not a physical therapist, I can help you come up with a lead magnet so that you can do the capture, nurture, and follow up until you close the visitor. So it's from visitor to customer. That's what we're thinking when we're creating this website.
Thank you. That's a nice gift. So for you, the 15th who contacted Abigail, I'm going to put her email also on the description. You guys are going to have this free mobile friend and crushing website. Thank you so much, Abigail, for your time. I think I learned so much today. And I will be the first one to do this audit because I really believe on everything that you explain. It's important to build a reputation, but also to take actions, and interact with your leads and with your clients and make it happen. That's the secret sauce, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you for your time. I know time is the most precious things we have here in our lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you too.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Wisdom Woman Podcast. To hear past and future episodes, please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast channel. We appreciate your reviews. To give us suggestions for future show topics, please write to us at podcast@witty.tech. If you're interested in having me as your trusted advisor, schedule a strategic coaching session on my website, www.witty.tech.